there, welcome to Ancysartistry. Thank you for joining me. So glad to have you here today. For today's painting, I'm using a light violet shade for the base and using magentas and dark violets for the Dutch blowout. But there's a little bit of twist. When I blow out, I want the magentas to be on one side and the dark violets to be on the other side. This is what I am thinking, but when we start blowing out, we'll know if I can still keep it that way. Before we start on today's painting, I want to show you one of my previous painting and how it dried. This is the one with the earthy tones. I added a little bit of something to it. It dried beautifully, but the negative space that I had on this side was a little too much. So I just added a little bit of lettering to it. I hope you like how this one has turned out. I just love it. So I used a thin brush. Actually, I used a pencil to, draw what I wanted and then used a thin brush to paint these lines over. I love it. So it doesn't look too bland on the, negative side. So this is how it looks right now. I'm going to finish it off with high gloss varnish. It's going to be just superb. I do have a little bit of gold in the blowout, so it's going to look awesome. Alright, for today's painting, the canvas size is 12 inches by 24 inches. So I'm going to put down the base paint and I will bring you right back. Alright, we have this beautiful light violet as base. So now I'm going to use magentas and dark violets. Those are my blowout colors. I have a composition in mind, so I'm going to go and try and attempt it. We'll see how it goes. Alright, my paints here have been mixed with Floetrol and water. I use 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol and a little bit of water. Once the paints are mixed, I do the drip test wherein I put a few drops, like 2-3 drops of each of these paints in a straight line and see how they flow. So all these paints flow similarly. That's what I'm looking for when I do the drip test. Alright, on to layering. I'm using the Prism Violet as my first color. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead with that design for my composition. So I'm going to put a little bit more of this color, the Prism Violet, one more time. Next is Deep Violet. Next is Dioxazine Purple. Okay, so now I have 3 magentas that I'm going to go on the inside of this design. All right. Well, that's the plan. Okay, I'm starting with the deep magenta. Next I have quinacridone magenta. The last color is quinacridone rose. think I want to add zinc white to it. Let me grab that. Alright, all the colors are down. Popping these air bubbles one more time. Alright, I have a design in mind how I want to blow this. Let's go ahead and see if it works on the canvas. I want to put a little bit of the base color. I think it's a little bit less. All right, let's go. I was able to keep the pink shade on the inside and purple on the outside on this side, but not so much on this side, but it's all right. It still looks great. All right, I'm not too sure about this. Sometimes it feels like I need to adjust. Sometimes it's telling me just let it be. Let me think about it. Maybe just blow a little bit using my mouth. All right, here we go. Kind of looks good how it is. I'm gonna blow this a little bit there. That kind of balanced it out, I think. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing. Gonna make this line a little bit darker. All right, it looks beautiful. Such a nice soft painting. That's what I feel when I look at this painting. Nice. I wanted to try different, and yes, this composition is completely new for me, and I love the turnout. It's beautiful. The main intention of this painting was to have the magentas on one side and purples on the outside. So for the majority of this painting, I've achieved that. So I'm happy with that. It's a different composition for me, so that's new. So looks good. I'm happy. Let me look at the edges. Okay, a little bit fixing over here because it's gone over and it's not completely covered the canvas, which I'm gonna fix, and a little bit of here. Apart from that, it's kind of all done. So next up, I'll bring you down for a close-up. All right, here is the close-up. Isn't that beautiful? I'm loving every bit of this painting. I love the magentas, and violets are my favorite, so no complaints. It turned out beautiful. Unique in a sense where I could keep one color on one side, the other one on the other side, and not mixing them a whole lot. And a different composition too. Let me take you closer. You can see the blending. The key was to put the paints in the order that you want, not on top of each other, but beside each other. That way it gave me, a little bit of wiggle room to just blow the violets on one side and pinks onto the other side. Yeah, turned out beautiful. The color combination is, really sweet. Love it. All right, that's it for today. Depending on how this one dries, I might tweak in a little bit, add more maybe ribbons to it, more wordings to it, more lines to it. It all depends on how this one dries. If I see too much of negative space, or sometimes you just feel like it's kind of missing something, you could add a little bit more, or you may just love how the painting dries all by itself. All depends, right? All right, for today, this is it. If you've liked how this painting has turned out, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and please consider subscribing to support my art channel. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye. Happy pouring.